Hello everybody, this is Dumpster Cat. Welcome back to yet another Pioneer video. In this one we are not on the rock, we are on Seasons Past. This is, at least I hope it is, a special little treat for you guys. It's definitely a treat for me whenever I play this deck. It's had quite the ancient history with it, starting in Standard whenever this card first came out, and then kind of had a little bit of prominence in the initial phases of Pioneer, but very quickly fell off and has kind of become a very obscure archetype since then. That has not been very good, I will completely admit, but I think is very fun, is a very, allows for very cool, interesting deck building, and I think is just extremely cool and interesting and, like I said, fun for me at least in Pioneer. And is always an archetype that I think of when it comes to its applications in Pioneer and how it can potentially fit in the meta. I will say right now, I have no clue if any of these card choices are proper. You guys can definitely let me know your thoughts down below. This is just the build that I have been testing recently and that I have been at least somewhat liking, and that I think is positioned, I guess, like not extremely poorly in the meta right now. And I guess we'll just kind of start with the Dark Petition and Seasons Past. This is kind of the engine that allows the deck to churn, where oftentimes you're going to be Dark Petitioning for Seasons Past, and then using your mana off Spell Mastery to cast some sort of interactive spell on your opponent. That's kind of the very generic line that this this deck goes through, usually on turn 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This deck is a very slow, very late game oriented deck, and so it definitely struggles against the more fast archetypes such as the Izzet Cutter deck and other like mono red or even like mono white aggressive decks. That is also why I am playing main deck Path of Peril, main deck Culling Ritual, and main deck Ritual of Soot, because Dark Petition kind of allows us to be a toolbox deck to a certain extent. We could play cards like this and have main deck outs against, like I said, decks like Culling Ritual, or decks like Izzet Cutter, where cards like Culling Ritual are extremely good against them. In terms of our interaction, of course we're playing Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, Duress. Abrupt Decay is still very good. Go for the Throat. I'm playing one copy of Shieldred's Edict and one copy of Murderous Rider and Swift End. Murderous Rider is always a card that I've loved in Seasons Past, as it's just a kill-all spell. That's 3 mana that you could cast right after you cast your Dark Petition. Edict, kind of like a similar spot, but it's cheaper and isn't as wide-ranged, I guess you could say, that Murderous Rider is, but is still very specific in its removal, or what it can remove, I should say. And then in terms of the kind of like early card draw / let's get the game going type of cards, we have Shared Roots, which is a newer card that allows for some early ramp, a copy of Cultivate, and some Pillage the Bogs, which I've been really liking Pillage the Bog recently. I'm thinking about upping this to 3 copies instead of just the 2. Cultivate is a very interestingly good card for us, because it allows us to, on turn 3, set up for a turn 4 where we have guaranteed 5 mana, and also gets an extra card in the bin for to get the Spell Mastery. So Cultivate is very good for us. Liliana of the Veil is also just kind of like a generically good card that we can get off Dark Petition and of course cast right away. And then Shieldred is honestly just, in my testing, is kind of like a must-have, that kind of, I guess, is a intermediary card that allows us to stick or to transition from the mid game to the late game, which is something that this deck struggles with. And so I think Shieldred kind of operates within that spot pretty nicely for us, allowing life gain and allowing pressure, and is usually a relatively difficult card or difficult creature for the opponents to get rid of. Of course, we have Dark Petition Seasons Past, and then Professor Onyx is perhaps the best planeswalker that this archetype has to offer us. Magecraft is extremely good for us. Draining the opponent is very good in the late game, mid to late game. And then just kind of like the digging, allowing us to fill our graveyard is really good, and she often operates as just an alternative win con that just works really well with all the spells that we have in our deck, especially after we refill our hand with Seasons Past. Allowing for the Magecraft to really go off is where she really shines, and so I've been liking her, and she has some pretty interesting tech for us. We are running 26 lands, so a bit on the heavier side with that. I'm playing some Cottages, some Field of Ruins, some Castle Lochlewains for utility. Then in the sideboard is pretty interesting as well, because we are a Dark Petition deck. We do have a sort of toolbox strategy going for us, and so you will notice some one-ofs such as Tormod's Crypt, Back to Nature, Hearse, Go Blank, Necromecha, and Virulent Plague. We can't cast Back to Nature off the Dark Petition, but Back to Nature is a very good card that I've been liking in the meta recently. Some various graveyard hate. Necromecha is very good against the random combo decks that we'll play against, such as Lotus Field or that newer like Lumra, more land-centered combo deck. Of course, we know Virulent Plague is great against Cutter. Same thing with Culling Ritual. We have a main deck Extinction Events, and then some Invoke Despairs and some Duresses to round out the sideboard. I think that's about it for the deck tech. This is a deck that I really enjoy playing, and that I hope you guys enjoy playing if you play it, or just watching me play and kind of see how it functions. And hopefully we can win some matches tonight. All right, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys for the matches. All right, here we are for match number 1. We are on the draw with a pretty decent 7 here. Up against Urborg and Thoughtseize. They take our Decay. Makes me think they have like an Unholy Annex. Okay, so it looks like this is Golgari Midrange. Lots of lands, which I don't really like seeing. I think I'm going to hold off on this Pillage the Bog and plan on plotting it next turn, though the opponent does have a pretty fast start with this Cub. Yeah, into Annex. Into another Thoughtseize, wow. Okay, very good start from the opponent. Okay, take our Shieldred. Okay, there's a Dark Petition, which is not too bad, though is a little slow. Okay, it's a bit of a problem for us. It's not too good either. Let's cast this Pillage now. Okay, I was hoping to see some form of better removal. I mean, this is kind of tough. Go for the Throat would have been perfect here. I guess we could take Decay the Unholy Annex, and then leave up Edict, but we are in a pretty tough spot here, I would say. And in fact, I guess this doesn't really matter when we cast it, or I guess we should cast it right now to inhibit their mana, but the Edict is not really doing too much for us here, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, yep. This is not looking too good for us. Yeah, in fact, we're just dead on board, even if we get Path of Peril. Okay, well, very good start from the opponent. Very interactive, very pressure-oriented, so can't do too much about that. We do get some Invoke Despairs post-board. Go Blank is pretty nice for us. Anything else? I think that's probably about all I want. And just trim on discard. I guess Extinction Event could be decent. Is maybe better than Calling Ritual. Yeah, let's try that out. Just make that swap. Okay. On the play. Can't keep a one-lander. We can keep this though. Just keep all of our colors here. Leave up a push for an elf if they have one. Nope. Thoughtseize instead. Another Thoughtseize. Okay. I'm not really sure why they did that, as they knew we had the removal in hand. That was kind of a strange play. Castle was a great draw for us though. I guess they wanted to get the removal out of our hand. Not really sure. They besiege you now. Okay. Sure. Okay, it's a good draw. I can see what's going on here. Okay, just lots of removal. Sure. I guess I'll just take the Maelstrom Pulse as it hits Onyx if we draw her. But we don't... okay. We don't run that many creatures at all, so I'm not too worried about our position here. Unless they draw like a Unholy Annex or Shield Druid now. That was a great draw. We do have great top decks in this deck, that's for sure. Sweet, okay. Play Cottage, say go. Okay. Just gonna say now we have some insurance if they have a cub or like a sentinel even. Yeah, I think I'll be mana efficient here, get rid of this Mutavault, and then just play yeah, just play Ritual of Soot. I think I want to keep them off the mana. Okay, and that's good that they don't have Shieldred or Boroid right now. And I'll just let them do this. Play this because we can. Leave up Fatal Push. Okay, so that's definitely a problem. Gonna have to find an answer. And that could definitely be an answer. Okay, so we have 6 mana. That's a lot of mana. I'm seeing what I like to see in Dark Petitions. Great. I think it's probably just going to be Invoke Despair, though. We could get Dark Petition for Seasons Past and then operate according to that, which would be a little slower. We'd be down to like 6 by our next turn, so I think I'm just going to take the Invoke Despair, and it's not as high upside as Seasons Past would be, or Dark Petition for Seasons Past would be, but still allows us to kill the Shieldred now, deal them some damage, and allow us some more card draw, which is good. Okay. And this is why I'm thinking about upping the Pillage the Block count. It's just been so good for me recently. Okay, so what do we have in our graveyard? So we could get back Bog, Despair, Ritual Sit, and lands. Do we do that? Or I think at this point we just get... Oh, I mean, we could have killed them if they didn't draw the Mutavault with the Invoke Despair. But I think at this point, let's just get the Professor Onyx and get her upticking. And Magecraft, if we're able to cast her spells, we'll finish them off pretty quickly. So yeah, we definitely should be able to kill them here with all of our spells. Let's just do this. Get Seasons Past just for fun, even though we're not going to be casting it here in this game. Yeah, and they're dead. They know it. Okay, so that was nice. Opponent may have stumbled or made a mistake there with that Mutavault activation early on, but we take those for sure. I think I'm just going to run it back. And we'll see how this game 3 goes. Okay, yeah, I like this hand. Ah, shoot, okay. Awkward that we can't cast Fatal Push here. Hopefully they don't have a turn, or a 3-drop to play here to punish us. Ah, they do. Dang, okay. Drawing the Extinction Event is nice and kind of pushes one to think that not pushing, not Fatal Pushing here, not pushing the elf is good because it, you know, allows for more value later on, but I think I'm just going to push it to keep them off their mana. Okay, they take Invoke Despair, which makes sense. There's a Cub, and they very quickly keep that on top. Draw a Shieldred. So I feel like as long as we keep hitting our land drops and keep drawing at least decently well, we're not in too bad of a shape here. I cast a go blank. Okay. I think I'm gonna get rid of Shield Druid. They don't know about this Shield Druid. Yeah, I'll get rid of the Shield Druid. Just because I'm a bit worried that they're going to be able to just trade with it with the Sentinel here coming up. Looks like they are missing their land drop though. And I think I just want to go Forest Extinction Event on this Sentinel this next turn. And then hope to draw a 5th black source for Invoke Despair next turn. Or I guess the turn after. Ooh, that's a little awkward. Okay, let's do this now. And yeah, I didn't realize how many of these lands come into play untapped here. Okay, perfect. Love to see that. Okay, like to see this guy. That's a problem. And that is a solution. So it looks like they have like Fatal Push in hand if they're not auto passing. So they could have Shield Druid. They don't have Ouroboros. Taking 3 damage is kind of a lot here. Shield Druid would be pretty backbreaking for us though, so I think I'll just take the damage. Yeah. It's an interesting draw. Yeah, I guess we play that here. Although I guess this does turn on Revolt for their push that they have in hand. But I guess that's okay. It's probably better that they push this than the rest of this cottage. And hopefully they don't have anything too good here as we're empty-handed. Sentinel's pretty good. Especially if they get a counter on it here. Yeah. Because now we can't block with cottage efficiently. Though that is a nice draw for us. So we're going to have 5 mana after this. So we could get our 3rd Invoke Despair. I think that's my plan right now. But let's see what else we could play potentially. So we could do Liliana. That's fine. Liliana may be better than Invoke Despair. I think Invoke Despair is just too good though. That's tough. Okay. Ooh, wow. It's an interesting draw for sure. I will fire up the cottage. See if they have removal. Don't think it matters too much we take here, unless they have like Takenuma, so I'll take the Shieldred. Or like a Graveyard Trespasser post sideboard. And they are forced to chump block here actually, which is pretty good for us. Do we Sign in Blood? If we Sign in Blood, we die to Shieldred off the top. I don't think we need to. I think we're pretty fine right now. And we do have lethal on board. I'd rather play it a bit safer. Just because we are in a pretty decent position right now. Where they need to draw removal or else they're dead. And I'll just gain my life. Okay, so we could Sign in Blood right now to try to draw our one of Thoughtseize, or one of... I guess it's just our one of Thoughtseize because we cut Duress. To try to get removal out of their hand. What else could they have? I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Okay. What is this? Decay, our food token. Okay. Wow, got the match there. That felt really nice. Yeah. Good interaction. Didn't see Seasons Past, but saw Onyx there. Dark Petition for Invoke Despair was really, really good for us. And yeah, getting a match against Golgari Midrange feels very nice. See you guys in the next one. Okay. Match number 2 on the play. We have a 2-lander and 2 slow lands. I think we mulligan. We can maybe keep this on the draw, but I think it's a little too suspect for me. And this one's a bit better. Hoping Culling Ritual will be good in this matchup. Opponent mulligans to 5, which is of course good for us. Okay. Basic Forest. Yeah, this is just mono green, it looks like. And that's a good draw. Definitely just going to do that. Okay. Okay, I was going to say hope we could draw land next turn, but I guess this is fine enough, I suppose. And they just keep passing. Okay, sweet. Decay was nice if they have like Old Growth Troll or some other 3-drop. Ace Still Explorer. Okay, that's a good one. Wow, and we just draw the best possible. Okay, so yeah, I'm assuming this is still a Mono Green Devotion, but I've never seen them play Ace Still Explorer before. Yeah, okay. So maybe they're just kind of testing that card out. Or maybe it's a mainstay as of now, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I mean Fatal Push on their 2 elves proved to be really good there. I'm assuming they had kind of top end stuck in hand. Okay, against Mono Green Devotion, Extinction Event is good. Invoke Despair is good. Duress, probably not good. I think that's probably it. I think I don't like the Culling Ritual. Liliana of the Veil. It's a little suspect, but I think she's fine enough. Path of Peril. It's probably not good enough either. Let's see. Probably Trim Duress. And let's trim an Onyx. Just because it's not much of a grindy matchup, as it is a matchup where we need to prioritize our early interaction. And this is a pretty decent hand for us for sure. Whoa, what does this do? Gets them a land and puts it into their hand. Okay. Oh, it's a land of just any land. It's cool. And another one, okay. Interesting. So maybe this is not Devotion? I feel like it has to be Devotion. Yeah, it's Devotion, okay. That makes sense. Getting Nykthos seems really good for them. Ooh, I should have played Field of Ruin, that's my bad. Yeah, that's my bad. Okay, so playing Ritual Fit honestly doesn't seem that bad because it allows for Dark Petition next turn. I think I'm still gonna play Shieldred. However, okay. So they have a lot of mana. You can see why Extinction Event is so good in this game, this matchup. And there's a Storm the Festival. Okay, they got Forest and Kiora, so they could spin again. Play Questing Beast instead. I guess they didn't have enough mana. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that seems really good in their deck, untapping Nykthos. Yeah, it's some good value for them there, for sure. So I'm assuming we're going to lose this game. And honestly, it might have been from not playing that Field of Ruin that turn. Or at least that definitely did not help us whatsoever. With a Cityscape Leveler, I think I'm just going to concede. Yeah. A little too fast for us there. And maybe made that one little misplay. We can bring in like a Crypt or Hearse, but I don't think I want that. I think I will just run it back. Okay, on the play, and yeah, we could keep this hand. I love Fatal Push Thoughtseize. It's a little sketchy in terms of hitting our land drops, as we can't play Shared Roots right now, or Pillage the Bog, or Sign in Blood. So we do kind of need to draw some lands here. Let's get this going. Okay, so we have push for Elf. I think I'm just gonna take Cavalier. And have them have a slow hand. Make them have a slow hand, and that's a perfect draw. And I could get greedy here by playing Shared Roots, or even Sign in Blood, but I think I'm not, in case they draw 3-drop. Okay, and what do we want to play? Sorry, we can't play Sign in Blood. Let's just play the Shared Roots. Get a swamp. Okay, that's great for us. And I think I just want to keep on making my land drops. So yeah, let's Sign in Blood. Perfect. Let's get our forest here. Okay, now we're looking pretty good. Okay, Questing Beast. So after Dark Petition, we'll have 5 mana. I'm pretty tempted to just get Invoke Despair here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I don't think getting Seasons Past just yet is gonna be good for us. Liliana could be good as well, but them having this card makes that not as attractive as the Invoke Despair. And I don't feel too bad not getting Seasons Pass, because the Pillage the Bog can kind of help us get there. Okay, and this is very good for us. Yep, I think it's time to get Seasons Past, and then we have exactly 6 mana. And yeah, I think at this point we could just cast it here. I think I'll get Thoughtseize. I will get Pillage the Bog, and then Dark Petition. Fortunately, it seems like they're stumbling pretty badly here. But our early interaction did line up pretty well against them. Okay, so they have 5 mana here. They're not making a play immediately, which makes me feel not terrified. Yeah, and this is perfectly fine for us, because I think what we'll do here is I think we're just going to Dark Petition for Ritual of Soot. Get Thoughtseize first though. Tail Swipe. Let's take the Storm. Yeah, and I think I want to keep the Extinction Vent in our deck. Then Pillage the Bog for Seasons Past, hopefully. Yes. We take that. We can take it Invoke Despair. Yeah, I think we're just taking Seasons Past. And say go. I guess like Cavalier would be the best draw for them. We are at 8 life, so the Bossing Say is honestly like not terrible for them. But we do have interaction. They Bossing Say onto the Bossing Say though, or Earthbend onto the Bossing Say though, so that's definitely fine by me. They just drew land for turn. So after Seasons Past, we will have 3 mana. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking here. If we want to Field of Ruin or not. I don't really think we need to. So I think I'll save it. Or no. Let's do this. Let's Field of Ruin, because we could just get this back with Seasons Past. And then I think I will go down to 6 and take the Kiora. And then play a Restless Cottage, and then be fine with taking 2 damage if they Bossing Say. They have 7 lands, 7 mana. Another Bossing Say. Actually, maybe good for them here. Actually, very good for them. Okay, definitely play this Field of Ruin. So if we rest this Cottage, can I have 1, 2, sorry. 4, 5, 6. We're gonna have 6 mana left over. Oh, this is an instant. This is fine. Yeah, let's do this. Let's Cottage. Attack. Get the Storm, the Festival out of there. Then I will Field of Ruin, a Bossing Say. I think we have 1 swamp left, right? Yep. and I'm going to pass turn. Okay, that's very scary. Fortunately, we're not dead though. Yeah, we're not quite dead. Let's see how they earthbend here. I'm assuming we just gain 3 life, push the questing beast. They're not gonna earthbend. Okay. I think I just want to keep on attacking with this. And I think I'm just going to Dark Petition for a Fatal Push. Then just gain 3 life. And pass the turn. This is maybe a little too safe, but I think with the amount of resources we have, it's okay. They're saying good game here. Okay. Yeah, wow. So it's always interesting kind of knowing or figuring out how to operate those lines there with Dark Petitions in Seasons Past. Whether you want to petition for Seasons Past right away, or what you want to tutor for with your Dark Petitions. But I think we played that pretty decently there. And getting the win against Mono Green Devotion is nice, because this is a very good deck, very difficult matchup, I would imagine. So yeah, it was great, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Okay, match number 3. We are on the play, gonna have to mulligan this one lander, or sorry, on the draw. We can keep this one, however. This is fine. The deck has been feeling surprisingly good. I have no qualms with it so far. Okay, let's see what the opponent is all up to here. So they are Teamer? Looks like Teamer. Elementals. That's pretty cool. Okay, I think I'll just take the Omnath. So this could ramp them. Wow, this is a very good ramper for them. Interesting. Okay. Drawing Decay there is pretty nice, as we now have 2 removal spells for their 2 Flame Breeders. I think I'll just use the Decay now to be mana efficient. And then I think I will Cultivate here. Maybe I actually should have kept a Pathway over Forest for in my opening hand. I was kind of debating that internally, in case I would, you know, draw some ramp spells like that there. Okay, it's Dark Petition. I think just for... we could do Onyx. Yeah, let's go for Onyx. And then Fatal Push this. Could have gone through Seasons Past. Which may have been better. Would have gotten back 4 cards. But I think this is just fine like this. I think Onyx has potentially a little bit of a bigger upside for us. So they have a Spelunking and nothing else. So we get to resolve our Onyx here. And see a Thoughtseize, which is actually great for us. Oh, what is this? A Sunderflock. Cost X less to cast. Where X is the greatest value among elementals. Turn non-elementals. Okay, interesting. So I'll take this Omnath. I don't think I care about this thing too much. They have 5 mana right now. And this is 9? Yeah. Wow. Sunderflock. Very interesting. Okay. And they didn't draw lands. Do we want Castle Lochthwain or just Shieldred's Edict? Let's see. I don't know. I think let's take the Edict. It's kind of close there, though. Making our land drop is maybe a bit better. Though I think we're just in a good position either way. I think Onyx definitely has proved to be the better choice here over Seasons Past. Just with the way this has been going for us so far. Okay, and now we could definitely take Seasons Past. Swing in. And then we'll Thoughtseize. Get back. Castle. Thoughtseize. Let's get let's just take Pillow to the Bog. Cultivate Shieldred, Dark Petition. And wow, whatever this thing is, interesting. I guess I'll take that. And discard, cultivate. Okay, looks like they're probably just going to be dead here. Guess I could have ultimated there, but just attack for the win. Okay, so Teamer, maybe earn four color elementals. Very interesting. Let's see. I think Invoke Despair is nice. Probably. Do we want Duress? Actually, they seem pretty creature oriented, so maybe not. I think Go Blank is probably fine. Maybe an Extinction Event. Don't think I want Path of Peril. Don't think I want Culling Ritual. Do we want Duress? What non-creatures did we see? We saw Spelunking. Was that it? I think I'm forgetting something else. I think I'll cut a Duress. Maybe a Abrupt Decay as well. And yeah, let's cut ritual sit too. Okay. Evolving Wilds. Interesting. Let's see what they're up to. This is a good starting hand for us. Maybe we could have actually trimmed on Fatal Push. Realm Walker. Very interesting. Very high mana curve they have here. I suppose we could take the Spelunking. Wow, yeah. Okay. And they do not make their land drop, unfortunately. Okay. So, I don't really see how we could lose this game now. Unfortunately, yeah. Oh wow, yeah. Opponent's stumbling really hard. Maybe that was a bit of a greedy keep on them, or on their part. Let's just go Onyx again. We drew Seasons Past. I think just like taking land here is better than the third Fatal Push. Okay, Risen Reef, draw a card. Just kind of going through the motions for the most part here. I don't even know what I'm gonna get here. I guess just like a Shieldred. Probably just like increase our clock by a fair amount. I will Shieldred's Edict this. Then Thoughtseize. Probably won't even need the Shieldred, honestly. Wow. Yeah, huge mana curve here. So I'll take this Omnath and pass turn. Really cool creatures that I've like not really seen before though. Okay. That's great for us. Yeah, I guess let's just go Shieldred here. I guess we maybe actually had lethal there if we, yeah, I think we did if we just held priority and then put those two Fatal Pushes on the stack there, targeting the Risen Reef. But I think this is completely fine, just the way we're doing it right now. I guess they would have been at what, two life, so not completely lethal. Yeah, Professor Onyx. It's kind of like an interesting card. Like you wouldn't really think this would be like a 6 mana Planeswalker would be really good. In a deck like this, or just any deck, honestly. But surprisingly, it's very nice for us here in this particular strategy. And let's go for the the ultimate here. Each opponent may discard a card. If they don't, they lose 3 life. Repeat this process 6 more times, so 7 times total. Wow, look at this. So they discard 5 cards, and then they have to lose 6 life. And that is lethal. Alright, feels good. Not sure how competitive that matchup was. Also with them kind of stumbling there in that game too, but it feels good nonetheless. Good to get more testing with the deck. And I'll see you guys for one more match. Okay, match number 4. On the draw with a pretty well-balanced hand, I would say. I think I actually will play 5 matches, so got this one and then I'll do one more after. And okay, so opponent mulligans to 6. They have a Swifty right off the bat. I think I'll Thoughtseize here. They have another Swift Spear, Boomerang Basics. Don't care about the Rage. Let's take the other creature. And play into Fatal Push this Swift Spear. It's on the battlefield. So, what are they gonna do here? I guess they're leaving up that Hexproof lesson. Or no, they're just gonna basics this. Okay, interesting. And are they gonna replay it? They are, okay. So we could Fatal Push freely here. We're kind of limited on black mana right now, unfortunately, but I think that's fine. Oh, I should have Edicted, most likely. Yeah, I should have Edicted for sure. Okay, so we can technically Besage that. Don't think that's the right call. Yeah, I definitely should have Edicted there. That's terrible on my part. I may just pillage the bog, try to find a black source. This is interesting. Could plot pillage the blog. Pillage the blog. What are we doing here? I think I'll plot. Pillage the blog. Can I call my YouTube channel a blog? Maybe. What's the definition of a blog? Could maybe try to find a Wrath effect also off this. I think I will shock in. And no Wrath. No Wrath, but Thoughtseize or Fatal Push is what I'm looking at here. I think I'll probably just take the push. Yeah, definitely. Take push. And then do we want to... Yeah, we do have 3 black mana now, so we can Liliana Edict plus push. If they have double spell next turn, which is... I think will be pretty difficult for them to do because they won't have a target for this. Then they will be able to cutter and then kill Liliana, but I think that's pretty unlikely, so I'll just go for this. And even if they make that play, I think that's still fine for us. So let's go for this. Do this now so they don't get that hexproof thing. And pass turn. Oh, okay. So that's probably the best draw they could have ever had there. Big time. So that's not good for us. Let's see what they get. I'm assuming just a basics. Oh, they have that. Okay. So, okay, yeah. I guess they are more like lessons oriented than I had first imagined. Okay. We could Dark Petition for Duress to get that out of their hands. I guess they have 2 lessons in the graveyard, so it's not actually too much of a problem yet. We could Dark Petition for Path of Peril. We could just play Shieldred. It's not very good against the Reckless Rage, though. I think let's cast this. It might just be Path of Peril, honestly, or Culling Ritual. To try to get that cutter off the board permanently. They're going to go Wisdom plus Spell next turn, so the cutter's most likely going to pop off. I think probably just extending the game is fine for us here. This is like not much of a value-oriented play, but I think having Shielded in our hand, I feel a bit more comfortable doing this. So I think this is okay. And I think them not having the third lesson in the graveyard makes me want to not go for like Dark Petition for Duress, plus like Edict a thing, you know. And yeah, I think now if they want to trade, well actually, no, I won't trade here. Just sticking the Shielded is nice for us. Okay, that was a pretty good draw for them. Yeah, I think I'm not going to block. And I'm not going to attack. If they draw land, that would honestly that would be the worst card for us, for them to draw, because they could go Boomerang Basics again, get a lot of value. Okay, this is also a pretty good draw for them. So they're going to kill my Shieldred this turn. What are they going to learn for? Oh, they're just going to kill it outright right here. Okay. Yeah, Cutter is definitely popping off here. And if we activate Cottage, they could just Reckless Rage. So I think I'm not going to do that. Or maybe it's better just to get it out of their hands. I don't think so. Yeah, kind of falling behind here. It's unfortunate. Unless we top deck Calling Ritual. No, okay. Man, so maybe Dark Petitioning for Calling Ritual was better? Yeah, I don't know. It's close. It's close for sure. At least we get 2 more post-board. Virulent Plague, Extinction Event. Good cut. Maybe like 3 Thought Seizes. Liliana's not very good. Onyx is not very good either. I think we'll go like this. Could cut some of the ramp spells too, as they usually like are a little too slow for this matchup, but I think this is, again, just fine like this. Okay, wow. Look at this hand. Wow. Pretty great for us. As long as we make our land drops and are able to survive to turn 4. I think I will decay 1 creature here, just to save us some life. Definitely just gonna go Plague here, get rid of that token, pass turn. Maybe the decay wasn't super necessary, but felt right in the moment. Ooh, they have a Boomerang Basics, okay. Interesting. Another Basics. Okay. Okay, interesting. I think that's Thoughtseize. Okay. Take that talent, Pass turn. Do I want to pass turn? Yeah, I think I'll pass turn with Swift End up. Maybe just Swift Ending on my turn was better though, in case they drew that, whatever the card that learns them for 1 red mana. Learns them? Is that the the correct use of that word? Okay. It's fine. And now we just wait for, what, 8 turns? 9 turns? To kill them with the Murderous Rider here? Oh, I don't even have to do that as they just concede. The Virulent Plague for the win, I guess. Okay. Any changes? Can maybe trim on Shield Raids. This is a lot of 4-drops. I'm not sure what we would want to bring back in, though. Maybe Duress is kind of fine. Yeah, let's go up 1 Duress, -1 Shield Rid on the draw here. I think Duress is slightly better than Thoughtseize in this matchup. Okay, another pretty quality hand here. Getting pretty lucky with these hands. We'll see if it's enough though. And I think I will just Fatal Push this right off the bat. Don't want to play any games. Okay. So our Plague deals with the Cutter quite nicely. And they just have, okay, Hardcast Wisdom, or 1 card Wisdom. And what else do they have? Like another creature? Firebrain Scheme, okay. So we take 2. They get, was that an Opt? Oh, no, just 2 lands. They're really thinking about this choice. Maybe they are AFK. Yeah, I do think Virulent Plague is very good in this matchup. It seems like every time I've drawn it, it has been very backbreaking for my opponents. Or they are just like very, as we saw there, very apathetic to continuing to play. Or to continue to play, so definitely like this as a sideboard card, and obviously it's quite perfect for this toolbox, you know, Dark Petition strategy we have, as we could cast it right off the bat after playing Dark Petition. Like, look at that. Like, that's so nice. That's so satisfying. Okay. And we are just getting like a lot of insurance here. This is very nice. I think this is a very easy Shield Rid. Okay. I'm not really sure the thinking behind that. Like, I could just replay it next turn. I guess maybe they have like a Reckless Rage now that has been opened up by making that play, but even still, like, this is like completely fine for us, I think. Or yeah, I guess they just get this card. However, that's only 4 damage right now. So they're just gonna trade, okay. I think I'm just fine making this play. Don't think I want to shock in for pillage the bog. I almost said again there, pillage the blog. Okay, let's see what's in their hands. Take the Reckless Rage. Then I guess I'll... What do I want to do? Let's go Cultivate, and I think I'll just cast the Pillage the Blog. Hoping to find like a Culling Ritual, or Shieldred, or Dark Petition, maybe a bit better, because we could then just start looping our Seasons Past. Yeah, let's do that. So if they draw land, okay, they just drew this. It's a great draw for them. Yeah, this card is so good against them, wow. Okay, so we have 7 mana. So after Dark Petition we have 5 mana. Tempted to just go Culling Ritual. I think that's probably like the best for us. Mainly because it kills their mage and then keeps them off level 2 Storm Chaser's talent. Then we're going to have 4 mana after, and we can't do anything with that. But doesn't matter because we get the win there. Alright, yeah, that feels really, really good for us. Deck has been performing quite well, surprisingly. Yeah, and I'll see you guys for one more match. See you later. Okay, here we are for match number 5 on the draw with a 1-lander, so we're going to have to mulligan into another 1-lander, so let's mulligan again. And I guess we could keep this. Put back 2 lands. A little unfortunate mulligan to 5 right off the bat here, but it's okay. Up against Nerd Smasher. I guess that's going to be my demise for this round. Sunken Citadel. Okay, let's see what we're up against here. Okay, mono red like mid-range. Interesting. Let's take this Fable. And I guess I'll shock in case they want to cast their Bone Crusher Giant. I don't think they will, but just in case. And unfortunately, this may be a very annoying matchup. As we do have like a fair amount of basics in our deck, but ooh, playing up against, you know, Cleansing Wildfire, Demolition Field, Field of Ruin can be a little annoying sometimes. So we have 2 basics left. However, I do think that resolving this Liliana is great for us. And what am I supposed to discard here? Decay or Dark Petition? I think I'll discard the Dark Petition. I think it's a little close, but I think with our mana being restricted in this matchup, I would like to... well, that's unfortunate. Would like to not have that many high mana value cards in my deck. However, we may not even have a second color here.
Fine. I know when I'm not wanted.
Wow, that's a good draw. Okay, I think unfortunately gonna 2-for-1 myself here. Okay, that was a great draw actually. This is not a very good draw though. Oh, okay. That's pretty scary. And no attacks because they're smart and they see the cottage. Okay. That's not terrible. I was just going to concede there, but that at least gives us some level of reach here. Oh. Oh, they could just -X. I forgot about that. Never mind. Okay. So we do have one more basic. I don't want to, like... Yeah, if they do this, I don't want to have them know the amount of basics I have, although they can definitely perceive that I don't have very many more, if any. So let's cut the Path of Peril. Ritual of Soot. I think I could keep in. They have Bone Crusher Giant and Fable tokens. But I probably don't need it. Definitely don't need Culling Ritual either. Invoke Despair seems good. Duress seems good. Go Blank can seem nice. Back to Nature, so they had Fable, but that was it. Okay. This is what I'm thinking. I think let's cut some of these search effects because I think they're just not going to be very good. In fact, I think I'm just going to cut all of them or leave one in and maybe just call it a day at that. Yeah, I think so. Sorry, the land search effects. That's what I meant. The ramp effects. I just want to keep the basics in my deck, and they're very, very bad top decks in this matchup. Okay. I think I'm going to keep this hand. Lots of lands. Invoke Despair seems good in this matchup. And I think just having lands is the main reason why I want to keep this hand. Maybe on the draw it would have been more questionable. But I don't know. I think this is fine. Having drawn Forest though, or having that in our opening hand is not very nice. Shieldred is a good draw though. Or not a bad draw. What is this? Just draw step field? Okay. And they're going after my green mana and not my Lochthwain. So 2 swamps left in the deck. Magmatic Hellkite. Okay. 1 basic left. Wow, that stun counter is really good against me here. I'll play my Forest. Just to leave up Besiju if I need it here. Otherwise, I may honestly just cast Castle, or may activate Castle Lochthwain. Really cool deck from the opponent, though. I mean, I feel like I would play a deck like this and enjoy it. So, as much like as it is a little annoying to play against, I think it is pretty cool and definitely like unique strategy, right? Don't mind playing against it. Okay. So they have 4 mana open. What are they? What do they have here? I don't even know. I guess we could just Thoughtseize first and see what's going on. Is there any benefit to attacking first? I don't think so. I think I just want to go for a Thoughtseize. Maybe there's something I'm not thinking about though. Okay, so they had 4 mana, but they didn't cast Hellkite. And they're just leaving up Stomp. I see, okay. To get rid of the Shieldred and block, okay. Interesting. So 5 mana. They don't have the 6th mana source for this Chandra yet. They have another Magmatic Hellkite. 2 Fables. I think I may just take the Chandra. Or the Hellkite. No, I'll probably just Chandra. Yeah, I'll take the Chandra. Chandra and then Invoke Despair, get rid of this, and this disrupts their plan of stomping my Shieldred and blocking with the Hellkite. Okay, they concede. Cool. That feels good. Any changes post-board? This is always a very, like, weird matchup to play. You know, honestly, these discard spells feel pretty poor against them, as they're just, like, not very good top decks. So we saw Magmatic Hellkite that game. Could maybe bring in Extinction Events. But they're just, like, very, very not, like, creature-oriented, so I think I'll just pass back, or run it back. Maybe Extinction Event is better than that first Shared Roots, I'm not sure. Okay, I think we could keep. Again, this hand has lands, which I like. I don't like these 2 Field of Ruins, though. That's definitely quite awkward. But let's see what they have going. Okay, let's just take one of these. Which is better? I guess neither is strictly better here. I guess they could technically draw like a indestructible land and then target their own land with this and ramp them. Whereas this is only opponents' lands. Yeah, these Field of Ruins are actually pretty awkward. So let's play that in case they want to field. It gets rid of our Field of Ruin and not our Deathcap Glade, which would be honestly like kind of good for us here. And yeah, I'm just going to do that play again, or make that play again. So now they're going to field this. Is fielding their Field of Ruin a good play here? It might be, but I don't have to make that decision now, right? So I think I'll let this happen. Or no, I probably should make that decision now. As they're just tapped out, because they're gonna activate the field anyways. But I'm just thinking about my Invoke Despair. I think I'll just pass turn though. 5 mana, do nothing. Okay. So I guess we just pass again, as we don't have spell mastery yet for Dark Petition. Guess we just let them do this. And at least next turn we have Invoke Despair. Okay, and so that's good. So do we Swift End or just Invoke? I think I'll just Invoke. Okay. So we have 7 mana. We could Decay the Fable, Thoughtseize, Fatal Push. I think I'd start with Thoughtseize. I don't think I want to Onyx this turn. Wow, lots of burn there. Okay, I guess I'm just going to take the Bone Crusher Giant. Then I'll Decay. Then play this. And then pass. Though, I mean, this is a lot of burn they have in their hands. Oh, I meant to not do this. Okay, I'm giving them a treasury token for free here. Maybe I should have pushed instead, in case they drew another Chandra. It should be okay. So they're gonna draw step, field me. Okay, it's a good draw. This is 5 mana for 4 damage, okay. I don't know what to do here. I guess we could go Dark Petition plus Onyx. Get probably Seasons Past or Shieldred. I'm just like a little worried about our life total here, as they can almost kill us next turn. So I may actually have to get Shieldred. Get a Shieldred. Play Shieldred. I think, I don't know. Because if we play Onyx plus her, then we're down to 10. Then we're down to 6. Then to 2, then to 1 on our next turn. If they're doing this, this is actually kind of fine. Okay. So they're spending a lot of mana for this, so that's fine. Oh, it's a pretty good draw, though. Okay, however, does this gain me life? They lose 2 life, sorry. We're actually not doing terrible now. Wow, okay, and that's a great draw. So we could go... Yeah, I think I'm just going to cast Shieldred, cast Murderous Rider here. They're gonna... Yeah, that's fine. So I think now we're pretty... Like, I feel pretty safe. At least, like, in terms of my life total. Because we could attack with Murderous Rider, gain some life back. And then I guess I do just play Onyx here. Start plussing with her. And then I think at this point, we are doing okay for ourselves. I don't think I want this Sign in Blood. Just take another land. Yeah, like even another Chandra would be like fine for us. Like that's fine. Maybe feign that I have something here by floating mana.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful. Ugh.
Okay. Yeah, feeling pretty good now. Wow, very, very interesting game. Match at that. Dang, wow, okay. The deck feels pretty good, you guys. I'm impressed. We're undefeated here. And I would say, like, all pretty competitive matchups except for maybe that match 3. But wow, the deck, seasons past, may not be terrible at, actually. Okay, I have some thoughts though, but I'll see you guys for the wrap up. Alright, so wow, I must say, you guys, this was a very good outing for us here with seasons past. And first time playing this on the channel, it felt very, very good for us. We went 5-0 in these 5 matches. We played against Golgari Midrange. We played against the 4-color Elementals deck. Izzet Lessons. That mono red like land destruction deck. And then the second match is escaping me here. I'm forgetting what we played against. But we beat them. Oh, mono green devotion, that's right. So we beat all those matchups, which is great. I love getting midrange and lessons. I think that is very, very nice for me, and devotion as well. Those are 3 very powerful decks in the meta right now. So I'm happy that we got those matchups, and of course, just being undefeated here is great. I honestly don't think I was dissatisfied with anything here. Yeah, I think the one Cultivate is fine. I think the one Path of Peril in the main deck is fine. Just that's kind of like probably like the biggest meta call that we have in the main deck here, alongside Culling Ritual for the Izzet Lessons deck. Speaking of, Virulent Plague in the sideboard was insane against that matchup. Just very, very backbreaking against them. Invoke Despair post board came in a lot, especially against midrange in that mono red matchup at the end there. This card is just insane and very good for us. I must say we did not cast Seasons Past too many times. I think that's fine. I think with how Seasons Past is structured right now, I think I think the meta is too fast to have this game plan of going like interaction, Dark Petition, Season Past. I think that's probably just not very effective, or not effective enough at least, with how both fast and just like how resilient the format is right now. But going undefeated here and having cast Seasons Pass a few times, at least in these 5 matches, has made me think that this card is at least somewhat playable. Professor Onyx was an all-star in I guess we could call it a league, these 5 matches as well. I loved Pillage the Bog. All of our interaction, I feel like, felt nice for us. Even like Swift End was nice a couple times there. And the life gain from Murderous Strider does come up sometimes, as we saw in that last matchup. So the deck feels really surprisingly good. And I hope you guys had as much fun as I did playing, or I guess watching through these matches. And I think I will definitely release some more content with this deck coming up later. So hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.